Southeast Colorado is a different corner of the state, fundamentally different place. It's beautiful canyons, it's lush green grass, it's booming thunderstorms, it's screaming wind. It's a harsh and beautiful place at the same time. Home to an amazing ranching community and an amazing wildlife resource that few of us here in Colorado will ever know.
I'm Steve Wooten. I'm a rancher in Southeast Colorado. I met Corwin after we came home from college in 1980. So our relationship seems to have begun on and continues to be involved in major issues of conservation or private property rights or ranching in Southeast Colorado. And what I see from Corwin is whether it's his own properties or it's a property that he's been tasked to be the manager of or asked to be an advisor, he takes that same sense of personal investment, that blood, sweat, tears aspect to it, regardless of what the deed says. If he's tasked to be in charge of some element of that property, he pours everything into it as if it was his own. He's been the manager of the J.E. Canyon. He's assisted numerous individuals in making management decisions, past president of the Colorado Cattlemen's Association, been a board member of the Colorado Cattlemen's Ag Land Trust. He's been on the foundation for the Colorado Cattlemen's. The toughest job of all is that fiduciary responsibility of making sure the investments of the associations are taken care of. Corwin's leadership qualities are vast.
Hello everyone, I'm Corwin Brown. We're today on J.E. Canyon Ranch, something that's been very close to my heart for almost 30 years. Nobody has ever set foot on this ranch that hasn't walked away in awe. There is not a property like this property anywhere that is privately owned and is concentrated in ownership as it is. The canyons on this place and the biodiversity studies that's been done has proven it's one of the most unique properties you'll ever set foot on.
Corwin was instrumental in opening doors to the Colorado Natural Heritage Program and to coming on to private ranching properties to do a biological inventory.
Well, as we found when we let the folks from Colorado Natural Heritage Program come down and conduct the Southeast Colorado environmental study, they expected a certain level of biodiversity when they got here, but it exceeded even their expectations.
I think in some of these communities there's a misunderstanding of what conservation easements are. Some think it's a way for the government to get access and public access to their properties. It's really not the case. I think in Southeast Colorado we're still fighting that issue of people truly understanding the value of conservation and that it's not a taking and it can be a benefit.
The challenge is changing perception. People in Southeast Colorado perceive conservation easements as regulatory control. They don't understand how it can be a tool to help them facilitate some of their goals.
Everybody knows Corwin and an amazing amount of conservation that probably would not have happened were it not for Corwin.
Yeah, we've had a lot of those conversations, I guess, over the years across the table with people. The conservation easement, it isn't for everybody. I mean, we understand that. It's not a panacea. It's not a silver bullet. It's a tool. We used to say at the Colorado Cattlemen's Land Trust, the reason we started it was to keep ranches and ranchers on those ranches.
Now, people have really seen the power of allowing these producers to manage the properties the way they know how to manage them. Management that's based on 100 years of history.
The pride of ownership is probably the greatest motivation to take care of a property.
Owning a piece of property, you have a sense of feel within your being of that property.
You can't survive here without taking care and being a good steward of the land. You cannot survive. And when you see a multi-generation families owning properties for generation after generation, they have learned to know how to take care of the property and to conserve it.
I would say the one thing that I have been so lucky about is that I always felt like Corwin took an interest in me early on. We'd have conversations and you could tell it wasn't just, hey, do this or hey, do that. You know, it was teaching.
We were asked by the Nature Conservancy about potential individuals to be the ranch manager on the JE, and in the discussion, JJ was definitely one of them. Coming from an agriculture background in the Kim community, to be back on the ground and applying the lessons that he's learning from mentors like Corwin. There's already been a huge growth in JJ in just 1 year.
Corwin has an uncanny ability to lead. He could show up and he was so goal-oriented. He could say, guys, this is what we want to do, this is where we want to end up, and he'd back off a little bit. And then if you had questions, then he would help you through them and figure it out. But that leadership was always there.
Corwin's really been a pioneer in helping bring a different understanding to how conservation can work in these landscapes, both to the individuals that live there and also to the conservation organizations that are working in those landscapes.
His legacy is going to be many-fold. From a true conservationist in all aspects of it, a leader in the boardroom and in organizations, friend to so many, mentor to so many. So I don't think you can summarize his legacy in one word. It's going to be a lifetime of commitment to the people of Southeast Colorado.
Looking back over my life, 40-some years of doing this, probably 20-some ranches that I've been involved with in one way or another. There really isn't anything that I would go back and change. Lou Holtz was the great football coach for Notre Dame, has a saying that he uses many times in many of his speeches, and it's very simple. Just do what's right. If you do what's right with these ranches and take care of them, they'll take care of you and they'll take care of this country.